What's going on, guys? It's Brandon back here again. After a very schoolwork-filled weekend, I did a lot of filming. I was at the Cubs game at Wrigley. Wasn't at the Cubs game, but I was outside Wrigley filming, interviewing people. Had to do another thing, and it's very tiring. Editing and just filming all that and going places. It's not something I want to do with my career in terms of going on location to film. I'm in the broadcasting realm of sports, not news, and producing, and schools need to really fix that because I feel like sports broadcasting is not really a focused area. More so, it's just newscasting and producing and all that stuff, which I really don't care about, to be honest. Looking at the Washington Capitals second to last season preview, this one was supposed to be up yesterday, and then we're supposed to finish these up today, which we are. We're going to do back-to-back previews to finish it off, and then we have a news video in terms of the Blackhawks, which we'll get to. The GM of the Capitals is Chris Patrick going into year two after he took over for what was his name he took over for? Chris McFarland? Was that his name? I think it was something like that. Their coach is Spencer Carberry, going into year three as the Capitals coach, and say he's done a good job after winning the Jack Adams. First line, Ovechkin, $9.5 million until 2026. We're going to learn very quickly this team's going to have some cap space next offseason. Strome, $5 million until 2028, and that's Alexei Protas, $3.375 million until 2029. Second line, Anthony Beauvillier re-signs here after he looked the best he has in years with the Washington Capitals, $2.75 million until 2027. You have Dubois, $8.5 million until 2031, and then Tom Wilson, $6.5 until 2031. Two of my least favorite players in the league right there, with a player I've actually liked quite a bit in Beauvillier. Third line, you have the kid line, LaPerriere, who's an RFA in 2026. McMichael, making $2.1 million until 2026, who's also an RFA. And then Ryan Leonard, RFA in 2027. I really hope they keep that line together because I just like the idea of kid lines. I think that's always fun. Fourth line, you have Duhaime, $1.85 million until 2026. Nick Dowd, $3 million until 2027. And Surdiff, RFA in 2027, who Washington paid Florida kind of a hefty price to get him from Florida. I think it was a second round pick involved and something like that. Just thought it was a lot for a guy I never heard of. Looking at their depth, Sonny Milano, $1.9 million until 2026. So you have Ovechkin, you have Duhaime, you have Milano. That's three contracts. That's about $12 million freed up. Make that two, 9.5. That's more closer to $14-15 million you have to pay LaPerriere. But other than that, you not really have to worry about much. You have Mir Shevchenko, RFA until in 2026. You have Ethan Frank for some depth. You have Adam Crystal and Ilya Protas, the brother of Alexei Protas, both RFAs in 2028, also coming up. Washington did what I like to call the right way to keep your team going. They realized they're getting too old. Guys like Backstrom, Oshie, Hagelin, they were breaking down. They bring in some younger players, Strome being one of them. They also are drafting some really good players also. And it's kind of like retooling on the fly while not really falling out of the playoff picture. I would say the Capitals are a team that did it right. Should they have been as good as they were last season? No, I had no clue where that came from, but I think they're still a playoff team without question. Looking at the defense, you have Rasmus Sandin, $4.6 million until 2029, along with John Carlson, $8 million until 2026. So add that to another long list of guys who are going to be on expiring deals. Jacob Chikrin's extension starts, $9 million until 2033. Not Nick Waugh. That is Matt Roy, $5.75 million until 2030. You have Faravari, who's making $2.675 million until 2026, but they've also extended him $6 million until 2033. You also have Trevor Van Riemsdyk, another expiring deal, $3 million until 2026. Very sound defense group, very solid forward group. You could use probably another addition on the top six, but overall, I think it's pretty solid. Depth-wise, you have Chisholm as your seventh defenseman, $1.6 million until 2027. You have McIlrath, and you also have Rosen. So some depth. Goaltending, you have Thompson, $5.85 million until 2031, and Lindgren, $3 million until 2028. That's a solid tandem right there. Thompson will likely be the starter, but he doesn't have to play 65, 70 games. He could play 55, 60 games, while Lindgren could play up to 30, 35 if need be. So, complete list of additions, you have Surdiff and Chisholm, really. Subtractions, Majapani goes to Edmonton, Radish goes to the Rangers, Eller goes to Ottawa, Alexeyev goes to Pittsburgh, and Hunter Shepard departs. He was their goaltender, and Hershey, the third goaltender. They still have Stevenson, I believe, so I think they'll be in good shape. But Shepard was a good third goaltender for them. Looking at where they are in the standings this season. This season they finished first. Apologies about that. Anyway, as I was saying, Washington finishes first in their division. And it was really surprising. You expected Carolina, you expected the Rangers to repeat kind of President's Trophy wins, and they don't even make the playoffs. New Jersey was going to be better. But those are really the only three teams you thought could really win the division. Washington kind of comes out of nowhere after being swept by the Rangers in the wild card round last season, and now in the 2024 playoffs. So I honestly thought if they played anyone else in the first round besides Montreal, they were probably going to lose. But then against Carolina, I'll give them credit. They do get a game after I predicted them to be swept. Carolina beats them in 4 and beats them in 5. But looking at their records over the last 2 years, this again would be a lot longer had they not missed the playoffs in 2023. Then we'd be going back to 2015. 2024, that means they missed the playoffs twice since 2008. 40, 31, and 11 record in 2024, 91 points, 17th in the league, and as I said, they got swept by the Rangers in the first round. 2025, 51, 22, and 9 record, 111 points, a 20-point increase, second in the league, only behind Winnipeg, who's the last team we have to do. And, they beat Montreal in 5, and then they got beat by Carolina in 5. And we'll see. Mangiapane kind of had a good year in Washington. Not a full bounce back, but overall it was decent. Radish could play depth. Eller was acquired. Alexeyev and Shepard not big losses, but we'll see how Sourdev takes on a role of a bottom 6 guy, kind of a mixture of Radish and Eller's game. And Chisholm as a 7th defenseman. We'll see, because they already have a very solid defense. One guy goes down, insert Chisholm into there. I think you'll be fine. Anyway, guys, it's going to be all I have for you guys on this one. Washington should be a playoff team this season, but I don't think they're going to be as good as they were last year. I want to thank you all so much for watching this video, and I shall see you all in the next one. Have a good one.